What's up YouTube? This is Ryan McLean here from Cityscaper, and today I am going to do a little rig rundown for you guys. First today we're going to do my pedal board, and you know, it's kind of basic and it's pretty straightforward, and yeah, it's also pretty cheap. I don't have more than, you know, a few $100 into it. So boom, there she is. It's medium-sized pedal board. Especially in comparison to most of the touring guitars that I've seen before. I've got, I believe, 14 pedals on here, and then a little battery recharger over there. So I'll walk you guys through them one by one. Here we go. So first in the chain, I have a Line 6 Relay G30. That's the transmitter. I got the little receiver right here. So that's my little wireless receiver, sorry. And then from there, I go into the tuner. I have a Korg Pitch Black. I personally like it. And then from there, I go into my wah pedal. I have a Crybaby Original, you know, pretty standard wah pedal for the industry. Next in the chain is this MXR Dynacomp compressor. I have this used and kind of set a little bit more than that as my clean tone. And so from there, I've got a Digitech Screamin' Blues. I don't use it for distortion so much anymore. I use it mostly for overdrive. So I've got it set where I get a lot of lows and kind of cut out the highs a little bit. The reason being is because I use the neck pickup and I want to bring out a little more of that low tone, especially when I'm playing rhythm, kind of right in the middle between my clean tone and my distortion over here. And so that brings me to my next pedal. I've got a Boss DS1 next in the chain. And this is, again, just another industry standard for distortion. And I also have a Big Muff Nano. Big Muff Nano Pi, or Pi Nano, however it's pronounced. And basically this is like my Jack White tone. So next in the signal chain, I've got this little Ibanez Chorus Flanger 2-in-1. Something that's like straight out of the 90s. You got chorus and you got a flanger setting. And then you also have this little button down here. It's kind of hard to see, but there's normal and there's whacked. And when it's whacked, it increases the speed of the modulation to like, you know, 100 times what it normally is. So it just sounds like ridiculous, and I never use it. Probably never will for any live recording, but that brings me to my next one in the chain. I have a Line 6 MM4 modulation, which is up for sale right now on eBay and reverb.com for $100 with the Line 6 PX2G power supply. And so about this pedal is fantastic. I love it, but I'm gonna upgrade probably to a different multi-effects tool or whatever. As you can see, like that MM4 is just ridiculously huge. So I'm gonna probably get the Line 6 M5 just because it's a little smaller, take up less space. But before that, I have a Dunlop, or not a Dunlop, an Ernie Ball VP Junior. It's got a linear pot on it, which I bought this used at Guitar Center. And it had a linear pot on it. I don't think they come linear because I've got a couple buddies that have the same pedal, but it's a logarithmic pot. And basically what that means is that whenever you push the pedal down, it swells up logarithmically. So it'll be low, 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 and then like super high all of a sudden. The way mine swells is it's kind of linear. So it just goes, it follows like that linear sort of trend. So as I press it up, it just has like a nice even swell to it. Next in my signal chain, I've got this digital delay and this digital reverb. First off, this delay right here is a little Joyo delay. Got it for like $30 on eBay like 3 years ago or something like that. And all you got is like a little time between each delay, and then how often it repeats, and then how loud it is. I mean, it can't get any simpler than that for a delay, even an analog delay at that. And so, you know, it's a nice little thing for what it does. And next in the signal chain, I got this Behringer DR400. I've been using it for a couple of years, even live. You know, it's great. I'd recommend it for beginners, especially if you're looking for something cheap and something easy to use. So next I have a little Rowan looper that I found on eBay for like 30 bucks or something like that, and it's great. It's just a one touch, one little knob, little looper, easy to use, pretty cheap little thing, and all I'll probably ever need. I don't think I'll upgrade that to a RC1 or an RC3 or the freaking RC300 that Ed Sheeran uses. And so, kind of underneath the hood here, 2 Kaleen 5 power supplies, as you can probably see. Again, I just got these on eBay. These 2 isolated power supply bricks back here, they have 10 outputs. I usually use, I only use like 6 on each one, I think. And I have one more 100 milliamp output on each one, just for if I ever add another pedal or something like that. And then it's got a 500 milliamp output, and then it's got a 12 volt and then an 18 volt output. Which would be nice if I were using a Strymon pedal or something that required 12 volts, like a Line 6 pedal, I guess, too. But I don't, so I don't really use those. And they have little blue LED switches that you can turn on. There we go. So yeah, you can just keep those on or off. I like to keep them on. It's a little stage decoration. They're nice, and there's a video on YouTube where the guy does like a voltage test on them, and they put out about 100 milliamps pretty evenly, and so I've never had a problem with them. Very reliable, and I have them mounted on underneath, so they're kind of out of sight and out of mind. Everything mounted on the board is mounted to a Pedal Train Classic Pro. If you guys are familiar with the Pedal Train products, the Classic Pro. This was, I don't know, 180 bucks or something like that with the little gig bag, and it's great. It's got like a lot of space on it, as you can tell, and I haven't even used all of it. I still have that whole rail up top that I don't even use. Let's move on to the guitar. Okay, so here we are, my pride and joy. I've got a Fender Stratocaster, as you guys can probably tell. Specifically a 2006 Highway 1, and it's on my bed because I am a cheap YouTuber. This is a 2006 Highway 1 Strat, American made, and I got it as a gift, but it sounds great. I took apart the insides and kind of cleaned up a little bit of the wiring and adjusted some of the pots on them. Just minor adjustments, but it's great. It's got a nice little tremolo, typical Fender, standard fretboard, rosewood, if I remember correctly. And I never figured out why the headstock was made abnormally large, but anyway, yeah. So that's the guitar, and now the amp. All right, so now tucked away in the little corner of my room is a Marshall JCM 2000, kind of a standard amp from Marshall. It came out of the 2000s, but it's fairly solid sounding amp. All tube, and pretty much all classic analog wiring as far as I could tell. I got this also as a gift. Very, very blessed. But it's got 2 channels. It's got a clean channel and a distortion channel. But right now I have it set to a clean channel because I usually get most of my tone from the pedal board. But I've got a couple foot switches that I use to switch the channel. As you can see, I can't just switch it when I'm pressing the button. I've got a couple switching pedals for it. I usually have it set to a clean, again, because I get most of my tone from my pedals. And a couple other buttons on here that I never use. And then I have that hooked up down here too. You can't really see it. This is a Marshall 1960A lead cab, the slanted cab. 4 12-inch speakers, it's pretty nice, puts out a nice sound. And yeah, that's the amp. This has been my rig rundown. Just a couple little things that I use. This is primary stuff that I use for gigs and recording and stuff like that. So I hope you guys enjoy. Comment below if you have any questions, or just let me know how you like the board. If you have any suggestions for pedals, I would always love to buy and sell pedals and test them out and maybe even make a video about it for you guys. So let me know. But until then, peace out.